How's it going, everybody? GetRec57 here, and in this video, I'm going to quickly be going through the Marvel Rivals Season 7 March 20th patch notes. These are the global changes that are coming out, and so it's got there's a lot of changes that are going to be happening. So we're gonna have to go through a lot of stuff to figure out how the meta is going to be shaped based on these balance changes, because what I'm hearing is that a lot of stuff is getting altered. So it's going to be interesting to see what they're doing. So let's start off at the very top. So we have the global ultimate energy charge changes. So we saw this in the Dev Vision video. Vanguards and Duelists are getting a damage to energy conversion rate reduction from 90% to 70%. And a passive ultimate charge energy regeneration from 12 seconds to 11 seconds. And for Strategist, the damage and healing to energy conversion from 90 to 75%, but the passive ult charge from 12 a second to 8 a second. So basically, supports will gain more ult charge off of doing damage and healing than tanks and duelists will, but tanks and duelists will charge their ultimate passively faster than supports. We'll have to see how that shapes. I don't know. I don't know what I think about any of this. So let's start off with the very first change, which is Angela, who's getting a crap ton of changes. So it seems like everybody's getting a ton of changes. So this is going to be a long one. So I'm not going to read the top thing because we don't care. Okay. Reduce Seraphic Soar's attack charge to Spear of Ecor's conversion from 45% to 35%. Increased bonus damage at full charge from 15 to 20. So Soar's attack charge to Spear conversion. I'm guessing that that's the charge meter on her spear. So as she's flying, the meter charges. Its conversion is getting reduced, but she gets more damage if it's fully charged. So you get more. Basically, it rewards players for letting their spear charge to full. You'll have to maybe go to another video and see anybody who knows actually. Like, I don't really play Angela much, so I'm not entirely sure what this even is. If this is her primary fire or something, but that is that's what I think it is. So increase shield stance damage to charge conversion from 25 to 30%. So I assume that means that her shield converting into charge for spear is higher. Increase assassin's charge cooldown from 3 to 6 seconds. Reduce maximum charge time from 10 to 8. So I think this is a nerf to her charge. So her pin was previously on a 3-second cooldown. Now it's on 6. And the recharge time is getting reduced. So you can't use the dash as frequently, but when you do use it, it's going to be fully charged more often. Axis of Ecor's bonus health to self from 40 to 50 and from 20 to 25 for allies after landing Divine Judgment. So this, I believe, is her when she slams her E, when she slams on the ground, she'll get more bonus health from her axes, and her allies will also receive more bonus health to her axes. So it increases her melee damage on the ground. And then it increases her ultimate spear throw damage. So when the spear first hits the enemies that it tethers, it's going to deal like 4 times more damage. So from 10 to 40. So a decent chunk. But the spear's health is being reduced by 150. So it's going to be much easier to break out of it. Overall, I don't know exactly how good these changes are. They're interesting. If you play Angela and you know what all of this means 100%, let me know in the comments if you think this is a buff or a nerf. I'm not entirely sure. But let's move on to Cap. So, when leading dash is set to toggle, Captain America's last 4 ranged Sentinel strike shield throws won't be interrupted by leading dash. So I guess that means that when you trigger Cap's throwing shields, you can use the dash and it won't interrupt the shield tosses, which is good. So he gets to keep his shield tosses without resetting them. That's fine. Ultimate ability, energy charge effect from allies 30 to 20. So they're reducing the amount of alt charge, bonus alt charge you get from Cap's ultimate from 30 to 20%. So they're really going for a whole ultimate charge reduction thing. Really, okay. So another, so a little bit of a buff and then a nerf. Deadpool tank version. Hopefully this guy is not. Hopefully this guy isn't getting too much reduction. So, wow. Holy crap. Okay, so his E when it's up, so his E when it's upgraded gives you 40% damage reduction. It's now being reduced to 30% damage reduction. So now you won't be able to basically the damage reduction is going to be less. So you take more damage when your E is happening. And they're increasing the ultimate ability cooldown from 45 to 60 seconds, which means you're going to be able to use your ultimate just less often. Which is really sad because his ultimate was one of the best parts about him, and now you won't be able to use it as much. Really sad to see this tank get nerfed because it was a really enjoyable tank to play. Doctor Strange, they're nerfing the value of his shield from 800 to 700. That's a pretty big nerf, especially since that also stacks with the fact that his regeneration to his shield got nerfed as well. So this is going to make Strange a lot less survivable, which is really sad because I think these are two really healthy tanks for the meta, and they're nerfing both of them, even though I don't really think they need nerfs. I think both of these tanks were in good spots, and now they're nerfing them. This is the bigger one, the tank pool one, but yeah, okay. So Emma Frost reduced diamond form damage reduction from 25% to 20%. So they're nerfing Emma as well. So she gets less damage reduction in diamond form. And then her Psionic Seduction Ultimate. Damage fall off at 30 meters from 50 to 70%. Gain 20% damage reduction during the ability. So she gets basically the equivalent of diamond form damage reduction while she's ulting, but the damage is going to fall off really hard at past 30 meters from 50% now to 70%. Okay. Hulk. Punny cooldowns. Okay. Increased indestructible guard absorb damage to ability charge conversion rate from 100% to 130%. So I assume that's his bubble. So I didn't even know that you got ultimate charge if the bubbles got damaged, but apparently you do. So he's going to get his ultimate more often because of that. So it encourages you getting good bubbles on multiple teammates. Gamma Burst gains 2 charges, each with a 6-second cooldown. Reduce single hit damage from 75 to 65. Gamma Burst cooldown after each use from 6 seconds to 2 seconds. So he gets 2 claps that do 65 damage, and he could use them he could use the second one after 2 seconds. So he'll have 2 charges like Bucky's E. They reduce the damage, but he gets 2 of them, and they're you can use 1 clap, and then you have to wait 2 seconds before you could use your next one. Pretty good change to Hulk, I think. Everybody thinks he should have had 2 claps anyway to make his damage increased. But I also think his clap didn't they make a change where his clap reduces his bubble cooldown? So now he has 2 claps that will also reduce his bubble cooldown, and now his bubble gives him more ult charge. This guy's gonna be ulting a lot. So Magneto. So Magneto is okay. So let's take a look. Increase metal bulwark cooldown from 12 seconds to 15 seconds. Reduce iron bulwark cooldown. Increase metal bulwark cooldown from 12 to 15, but reduce iron bulwark cooldown from 12 to 10. Wait, so let me take. Wait, so if we do. Magneto gets slightly tougher in lane pressure and deadlier with his ultimate. So I don't understand this. Is his bulwark his right click? So wait, no, 15 seconds, 12 seconds. Is that his bubble? Because I know he has two bubbles, so I'm wondering if iron bulwark is one bubble and metal bulwark is another one. I think this is his bubbles. So this might be self bubble is he has his self bubble is on a longer cooldown, but his teammate bubble is on a shorter cooldown. That might be what that is, which is interesting. And then his ultimate projectile speed is increased from 30 meters a second to 45 meters a second. So they're increasing it by 50%, which is pretty good. So his ball is going to travel really fast now. So good luck dodging it now, Cloaks. You're not going to have a chance. Okay. Duelist now. Black Panther. Remove the cooldown on the second jump of Subtle Step. What? So he could run up walls and then jump, and then it gave him a cooldown. Does that mean that he could just run up walls, jump, and then run up walls and then jump, and then he could kind of like crawl, like he could kind of just wall run, almost like Spidey, all the way over to the back line? Okay, not a big change, to be honest. I don't think this is going to do much. He's still going to be bad. Okay. Blade, here we go. So increase his shotgun projectile speed from 150 meters. So this is basically hit scan now. This is going to make the bullets travel ridiculously fast. It's going to be, yeah, essentially a hit scan. His ancestral sword attack range from 4.5 meters. So he's got a bigger attack radius with his sword. Blood Awakening, new effect. Excess lifesteal now grants bonus health. Ooh. Max 75, conversion rate 50%. Increased lifesteal ratio from 65 to 70%. Wow, that's really, really good. So now, if let's say he engages with full HP, and he starts so first off, the lifesteal is going to just be more. And if he goes over his max health, he'll start lifestealing over health. So he can probably get up closer to 400 HP. And then he can stay in for a lot longer because of his increased lifesteal ratio. And then here we go, an ultimate. Lifesteal effect now works without switching to Bloodline. Okay, so now what you can do is you can trigger his ultimate while in the gun form, and it will still give you the health steal that you really wanted when you used the ultimate, because when you slash through enemies, it would lifesteal the initial slash damage as long as you were in the awakening form, but now you don't have to switch to it. And also converts to bonus health, increased healing reduction to enemies, and oh my god, okay, they're really buffing the ultimate. So he doesn't have to switch to Bloodline Awakening form in order to get the lifesteal. And it also overstacks to the bonus health for him because of the new effect on his awakening form. So you'll lifesteal and get bonus health if you're already at, like, say you use your ultimate at full HP, instead of giving you nothing, it will give you overhealth. And the healing reduction on enemies from his ultimate is increased from 20% to 40%. So doubling the effect. So nearly 50% healing reduction is really good. Okay. Pretty nice buffs to Blade. Daredevil. Reduce Devil's Chain end damage from 35 to 25. Reduce Devil Chain max health from 125 to 100. Bonus max health, so he gets less bonus health. And reduce Sonic Pursuit damage reduction from, I didn't even know he got damage reduction from Sonic Pursuit. Okay. From 20 to 10%. So this is just reducing his survivability, essentially. This is a very small change. You never want to hit it on the end anyway. You want to hit it on the meat of the chain. So that's not a big deal. but these two are really reducing his survivability, so he'll be a lot easier to kill. Now, DPS Deadpool. Oh, okay. Oh. It's not a buff. It's just a buff and a nerf at the same time. So his base health is being increased from 250 to 275, which which is really good because DPS pool really he should have had 275. So this is a good change. Because he really needed some more health, but this is a big nerf to DPS pool. Like tank pool, it's it's bad, but it's not too bad. This is really bad for DPS pool because DPS pool relies on his ultimate to get kills really. DPS pool can't really get kills outside of his ultimate, right? So the biggest point is you got your ultimate with DPS pool and you could get kills that way. And even then, sometimes I'd get my DPS pool ultimate and I'd hit everything and I'd get maybe one kill. Whereas now I'm going to be able to do that just 50 they're increasing it by 50%, 15 seconds, which is a lot. So it's going to be really hard to get much value with DPS pool even after this buff to his health because all of his kills come from his ultimate. Sad. Okay. So reduced instinct lost upon defeat from 1 stack to 2 stacks. That's probably valid. So now it's more punishing if you die as Elsa because basically say you're at 3 stacks of her instinct, you lose 2 instead of just 1. And then reduce ruthless pursuit and Helix advance bonus health from 40 to 30. So her shift and I believe that's her E as well will give her less over health, not too much less. So good changes in my opinion. Good changes. Thank you. This made no sense. How this character could have 250 and this could have 275. They're making Hawkeye have only 250. That's good. Hawkeye should only have 250. He's a regular guy. Okay? Good change. Human Torch. Instantly recover all fire cluster ammo after not using blaze cluster for 1 second. Huh. More tweaks coming in season 7.5. Interesting. I don't know how this is going to work. I don't know if... So is fire cluster his primary fire or is blaze cluster his primary fire? I think fire cluster must be his primary and blaze cluster is the right click. So if you don't use a right click for 1 second, you instantly recover all of your left clicks. That's good. Good change because he needed more damage. Like he needed more actual primary fires. Torch's biggest problem is I kept running out of primary fires when I used them. Armor Overdrive new effect. Each KO while Armor Overdrive is active extends its duration by 2 seconds. Okay. Reduce Armor Overdrive startup from 1.8 seconds to 1.3 seconds. Good changes. This one I don't think will do too much, to be honest. I feel like he barely got kills in it, but I mean, I guess it's a good change. And then this is the big one, though. He took way too long to get into that, man. He was basically a flying target when he was starting that up. You'd have to start it behind a wall, and it would take so long. Yeah. This will also help him against, like, Spider-Man's, because what happened is when Spider-Man dove him, he'd try and activate it to get the overhealth, but he would activate it too slow. So now he'll activate it, and it will actually... it'll actually give him the overhealth quicker, which is nice. Okay, magic. Increase Umbral Incursion hitbox radius in both normal and Dark Child forms from 0.45 to 1 meter. Umbral Incursion? So, is that her whirlwind? I don't know if that's her whirlwind. Umbral Incursion? What is it? Is it her dashing attack? So her dash has a bigger hitbox. That's pretty good. That'll make it really easy to hit her E now, because that's a really big increase. So it makes this a lot easier to hit her dash. Her max charge damage from her right click is getting reduced. Just for her normal version. Okay. And then reduce Dark Child startup time from 1 second to 0.8. So Dark Child will start up quicker, which is pretty good. Decent changes for Magic. This is going to make her E a lot more consistent for sure. Psylocke. Increase Sonic Crossbow cooldown reduction to other abilities on hit from 0. So they're giving her more abilities per second. Okay. Increase Wing Shuriken's damage on throw and return from 8 to 9. So buffing Psylocke. Great. Witch. Chaos Control now has damage fall off, starting at 10 meters and dropping to 90 at max range. Increase base damage from 80 to 85 a second. Increase the charge to Selection burst by Chaos Control hits from 0.1 to 0.15. So this means that her left click, I believe that's just her suck ability, will now have damage fall off. And then her right click will now recover more faster if she hits left clicks, kind of thing. So it's just a buff to both her left click, or it's like a semi buff to her left click, like because she gets more damage at close range but less damage at long range. And then it's a buff to her right click because it gives her more right clicks. Okay, whatever. Reduce Rotorstern spell field damage on hit from 65 to 65 to 55. Less splash, more mash. Bucky's range damage gets trimmed. Is that just his left click? His regular primary fire that it won't splash enemies for as much damage? That might be what that is. Okay, and then strategist again. All 3 Deadpools are getting less ultimates, even though that was like one of the only good things about all 3 of them. So sad. Gambit. Ultimate charge acceleration allies is getting reduced by 10%. Movement speed from 50 to 40%. Increase additional single target explosive damage. Enhanced damage ratio from... So they're nerfing the movement speed you get and the damage conversion you get to Gambit, but they're increasing how much damage you do when you explode at the end of Gambit ult by 20 to 25%. Okay. Invis. Reduce Guardian Shield healing from 25, so another nerf. During covert advance from 20 seconds to 30 seconds. So her shield will heal less by 10 a second, but she gets passive healing when she is invisible, or like when she uses her double jump and goes invisible, and that healing is getting increased. So it's like trying to benefit you for staying invisible longer, I guess. And then it's making it so that you can't heal as well with your shield up. Okay. And then Luna Snow, Idle Aura, new effect. Reduce Ice Art's cooldown by 2 seconds whenever a hero with Idle Aura, self or ally, takes part in a KO. What's Idle Aura? Is that her snowflake? That's her snowflake. Okay. So Luna's snowflake, whether it's applied to herself or whoever she gives her snowflake to, will reduce Ice Art's cooldown. I know what this is. This is her clap by 2 seconds whenever somebody with the snowflake takes part in a KO. Meaning that if let's say I give it to a Spider-Man and he does a shit ton of damage to a player, leaves them on 1 HP, and then somebody else kills them and that Spider-Man gets a kill credit for that. If I had my snowflake, if I was Luna Snow and I had my snowflake on it, on the Spider-Man when he got the kill credit, my clap cooldown would just be reduced by 2 seconds. So it literally would just recover 2 seconds of the cooldown. So you can kind of, like, in some scenarios, you can clap, and then you'll be able to clap. Like, let's say you two kill participations happen, with the person who has a snowflake, then you can clap again after like 6 seconds instead of like 10 or 12 or whatever it is right now. Okay, interesting change. Not a big change in my opinion, because this is kind of niche, but I mean, cool. And then these two changes, which I genuinely think that this one here is a nerf to Luna, because I don't think this team up is as good as the Adam Warlock one. And this is a nerf to Storm, because Jeff Nato was much better than this. So Storm no longer has Jeff Nato. This is a buff to Adam, but a nerf to Storm, because it doesn't give Storm anything. And it gives Adam something, but it removes the only reason you would ever play Storm. The only reason you played Storm was to get Jeff Nato. And now, since Jeff Nato doesn't exist, there's no reason to really use Storm or Jeff. So it kind of just, losing Jeff Nato is really bad for Jeff and Storm, because that was one of the more powerful combos in the game. Overall, it looks like they just took a hacksaw to a lot of characters. Like, they just kind of nerfed a lot of people. They reduced the ultimate energy cost. So, it's I don't know. I don't know what I think about these changes. Hopefully tank pool might still be good. The big ones for me are tank pool. All three Deadpool variants are getting nerfed, and I really like Deadpool, so it's sad. The tank pool one, I'm hoping that this isn't a big deal, because I don't think his ultimate is obviously really, 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 really good, and it's really fun to use. But now he's not gonna have as much, and then this is also pretty bad for him as well, because he really is not that survivable anyway. So we'll have to see what this does. I don't think this is gonna be too bad. So I'm hoping that this doesn't make him too bad. This one, they said that they were buffing tank DPS pool. I think this is more of a nerf than it is a buff. I would rather have the 15 second less cooldown than have the extra HP, because you don't get kills outside of your cooldown. Really. It's really hard to get kills outside of your cooldown as DPS pool, because your ultimate is the main way you get kills, right? So it being a minute. My problem with this is, this means that I can't charge my ultimate and then it be ready to go when that cooldown comes off. I have to wait for the cooldown to go, and then I also have to then get the ultimate. Now, it's quick to get the ultimate as Deadpool, which is good, but there's pretty much every character in the game can farm its ultimate faster than 60 seconds. Maybe not after the nerf to the ultimate conversion rate, but there's a lot of there's a lot of DPS that can get their ultimate faster than 60 seconds, which means that Deadpool essentially with 60 seconds has the longest ultimate charge in out of all DPS, because he has to wait 60 seconds after using his last one to even be able to charge it, let alone actually get it. Right? I feel like if they were going to do this for all the Deadpools, they should make it so that Deadpool keeps his ultimate if he dies. Anyway, so in general, it's gonna be a weird season, but I think these blade buffs are crazy good for him. These are all really, really good buffs, and then this change to his ultimate, this change to his awakening form, is really gonna make him a lot better. Anyway, let me know what y'all think. I think these are strange buffs, but decent changes. So yeah, just let me know what y'all think. I appreciate y'all for staying to the end of the video. Please consider dropping a like and subscribing, and I'll see y'all in the next one.